I'm going to talk about something extremely personal, and I kind of want you guys' opinion, but please keep the negative ones to yourself. I was raised by my mother and my stepdad, and I have three brothers with them, four if you include me. My biological father was pretty much in and out of my life the whole time. And majority of that time, he wasn't really focused on building any type of relationship with me at all. He couldn't handle me being gay, and then when he eventually accepted it, it was kind of too late. My biological father ended up creating a brand new family with him and his wife. They had two daughters, and those are my little sisters. And I'm trying to build a relationship with them, but it's hard due to my life circumstances. Because my father, biological father, went and started a brand new life and kind of was like tossed me to the side, I don't feel any type of connection to him. That's not saying that I don't want one. It's just saying that there's not one already there. So anything that he goes through, I don't have any empathy for it. Not in a sense of no, I just don't have it. It makes me sad because I'm empathetic to negative things happening in other people's life, but to have the need to help him through it, I don't have that at all. And honestly speaking, my dad doesn't really want a relationship with me either, but he does lie to the other family members on his side that he does. But to me, when you say something and you don't put action behind it, it's a lie. You're just saying stuff for face. Now, when I say abandoned, my father has always been the type of person that if he can get newer and better, he will. That comes to women, that comes to anything in life, period. That's also to say that he, back in the day, used to use women to get whatever he needed, and he boasts about it. Like, my dad was a big user back in the day, and a very big person that would just use anyone or anything to get him closer to the goal of being, I would say, more than financially stable because he came from poverty. Like that was, I guess, his trauma response, and it never got worked out. So that's eventually what he accomplished. Now, this is not me talking about something that I don't know about. I know this for sure because I lived it. There was a period of time when we were going to, me and my brother Michael was going to my dad's house every other weekend. There was a period that even my brother, when he wasn't going, but the consistent factor was my dad was always having some new girlfriend that provided something to him that he needed in that moment. If it was a car, if it was things from a hospital like inhalers and stuff, my dad had a girlfriend for everything. And he was always having us go from house to house to house with these girls, not paying attention to us at all. He would just literally put me with these girls' kids and go pretty much lock himself with the girl in the bedroom. And that was my experience with my dad as a kid. Every once in a while, he would do something out of the blue, but when I say out of the blue, I mean one of the things that he used to do all the time was take us to the movies. He didn't even, he wasn't never present. He slept through the whole movie. Um, that was pretty much the only interaction that I can remember. I mean, I think we went to a few water parks, but you see, I can't even remember. Now, you can ask me about interactions that I had with my mom and my stepdad. I'm going to remember everything in detail because those were interactions that was filled with love. The interactions that I had with my dad were very transactional. Didn't really seem there was any thought behind it. It didn't seem in like it just was something just to randomly do just to be doing it. In my opinion, it was to do it to show that he was a good father to people that was watching or asking questions. It had gotten so bad that after years of doing that, even when he got married, like it was just they were so focused on what they had going on via college, via working, that all we did was sit in the room, play the PlayStation until they tried to force us to go play outside. But there was no interaction. And if it was, maybe it was like one time, maybe two times out the year. And when I say year, the only time we seen them was during the summertime when we were forced to go up to Georgia and pretty much stay with them for the summer. They worked and they were in college, so they didn't really have time for us for real. We used to beg to go over my Aunt Jeanette's and my cousin's house because it was so horrible. Now, my biological father and his wife and my two little sisters, they have money, a lot of it. And the only reason I'm saying that is means they can take care of any obstacle that is in the way for a relationship to be built. But that was never the case. So it's almost like you are purposely starting this brand new life with these people. And just like you did when you moved my mom to Georgia in the first place, you abandoned us. Like if you go in this house, I literally only have two pictures. Two pictures, maybe three, out of his whole life. He only has that many pictures of me. That should tell you a lot. And I also want to say the only reason I don't have the same neglect issues that people would have in situations like this is because my mom got married at like 24, 25, and I've had a stepdad ever since. I was probably like 3, 4 at the time. So it's not like I've never had a male figure in my life. So for me, because I had a two-parent household all my life, I've never felt like I went without. But I also feel that I wanted to get to know my biological father, to pretty much know where I come from and to build a relationship with him. That has always been the case since I was little. But my dad has always been focused on everything else, instead of his children. The only thing that he really wanted to do was make money. That has always been his goal, was to make a ton of money. And that's by any means necessary. If that's abandoning children, if that's going around, just buying us things here and there to kind of say that he was doing something, that's what he would do. He would come into town, buy shoes, and leave. He would come into town, buy electronics, and leave. He would send money on birthdays, never hear from you again till like another birthday or something like that. That means I don't know anything about his background. I don't really know too much. I don't know anything about him. Let's just we'll say that. And the only reason I'm jumping on here now, because I'm usually silent about these personal things about myself, is because I'm starting to have nightmares. I'm starting to have dreams about this. Um, and it's really been bothering me because we had some real life events on my biological dad's side that happened that made me feel almost responsible to jump into their life and help them. But I have learned that that's not my responsibility, and that it doesn't, you can't just force something to be something that it's not. So it doesn't matter what people on the outside think, because they don't have the full story and the full information that the only way they're gonna get that, they're not gonna get it from my dad. They're gonna have to get it from me. And it's almost to a point where everyone has this specific idea of my father, but you only know half the truth. You don't know the whole thing for you to have such an opinion about it, an opinion of me. There's a reason. There's a reason why we don't have a connection, and it has nothing to do with me. I recently took a vacation with him to New Orleans where I had to take care of him the whole time, pretty much. But he specifically said out of his mouth the reason that he abandoned my mom, me, and Michael when he purposely, like, manipulated my mom into moving to Georgia with him to get out of a lease that he was stuck with. His excuse for that was my mom didn't allow him to take a typing test, and he felt like my mom was pretty much going to hold him back, so he thought that he could do better. Exact words. I have been on the internet since I was probably like 12 years old, making videos here and there, doing little skits and stuff like that, because I did not understand these feelings, and I used the internet as a form of community. And I want to know, is anybody else have this type of, or anything close to this type of, I wouldn't want to say it a problem, I would say circumstance. Because I honestly don't know what to do or if I need to do anything at all. Because from what I do know of my dad, this is very similar to how my biological father and his biological father circumstances was.